my God! It's Josh Robert Thompson!
Hey, Rich.
I can't believe you came back after that piss episode.
I'm drinking my own piss right now, as a matter of fact.
Oh. Oh my God.
I feel energized. Just a couple of guys wearing hats.
You know, you're our first guest that's part of the MCU.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
I got to work closely with Harrison Ford. I got to introduce Harrison Ford's character.
What's he like to work with, personally?
What a guy, you know,
Yeah?
just genuine, just a real gentle giant, you know. Had a lot of great stories.
That's a great story. Let's get to our 3 movies today.
Terror Squad, a terrorist attack in the United States. They said it could never happen. They were wrong.
That's true. That's true. Yes, I can attest to that.
They
Yes,
were wrong.
They were wrong.
You see, the threats of Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi become a bloody reality in this explosive film of terrorist action. A quiet Indiana farming community becomes the. Well, this sounds very familiar. This sounds like another movie of that era.
They all sound familiar.
They do.
Every
Okay.
movie from that era
This
sounds
sounds
familiar.
very specific, though.
Red Hulk Dawn.
Red Hulk?
Red Hulk Dawn?
Red Hulk Dawn.
When a failed attempt to destroy a U.S.
Well, now I'm doing Arnold.
Because you said Red Dawn.
Oh, fuck it. All right.
When a failed attempt to destroy a
You're-
U.S. What's that?
You're doing Morgan Freeman doing Morgan
Yes.
Freeman's
Oh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger
yes,
impression.
That's a good challenge, Rich. That's a good challenge, Rich. We don't have a lot of time for this. We've got a lot of movies to get to. But I'm full of my own piss and vinegar, and I'm going to take the challenge.
Okay.
So this is Morgan Freeman, and now I'm going to do my best Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? Determined to escape back to their homeland, the terrorists take 6 high school students and their teachers hostage. Tensions mount as they bargain for escape with the lives of their hostages. One by one, the hostages rebel and suffer the consequences for their outbursts. Finally, the beautiful Jennifer Nelson, oh, she's so hot. She becomes their ticket to freedom.
Chuck Connors from Firewalker. Chuck Connors is in this.
Anyway, Chuck Connors stars as police chief determined to negotiate the safe release of the hostages.
Kavi Raz from St. Elsewhere is in this. He's the maniac terrorist willing to kill anybody. New York Daily News says, while Terror Squad owes much to Red Dawn and Invasion USA, it's actually far superior to either.
Well, you know what?
That's what it says.
Fortunately, I have never seen Red Dawn. So it's going to be new to me.
Well, that's all that matters, Rich. You want some of my piss?
No.
Okay.
Oh, he's a little
that's good.
pervert.
He's got a little tiny TV.
You know what the next step for this guy is?
He's gonna go over that firewall.
He's going to go through the firewall, then to deep perversion, and then death. Oh!
What are you going to jerk off in detention? I mean,
Sure.
Uh-oh. Oh, the old ladies.
Old lady's driving slow.
Crazy kids!
where's the beef?
Who said that? Neither of them. Oh, there's the old
There they
ladies
go.
again. That's something.
Just like nothing happened.
That's a mild comedy. No. They get a pass for that.
I think so.
That was accurately used comedy.
Good.
Crazy kids!
Our next movie is Back from Hell.
Oh! Yeah. We're getting up there, Rich. I mean, I don't have them, but you need them.
The nightmare begins on a dark blockbuster video as several blood killers, 3/15/99, mutilate a house full of sleeping 44956531010512. Walls with the blood. The continue price symbol star. Murder spree marks the line,
Oh, yeah,
line, space, line, space, line, space, line. Wow. Satan take over on Earth.
Great. I like it so far.
The only person with knowledge of the evil to come is Jack Peterson, a young and successful Hollywood newcomer.
Jack Peterson?
Jack Peterson.
Not Jeff Peterson?
No, Jack Peterson.
Not Jeff Peterson, the robot skeleton sidekick from The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson?
What's that? Back from Hell is an action-packed, terror-filled ride straight into the heart of evil with buckets of blood and just a splash of twisted humor. Back from Hell is sure to have you screaming in delight.
In delight?
That was concise.
Yeah. So, but Jeff Peterson was like a robot skeleton that like I puppeteered the character in.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jeff Peterson.
I wish you good luck on this Craig Peterson thing.
Well,
I hope it takes off. I hope it takes off.
It ended 10 years ago. So,
Wait, you're not Josh. Who was that?
Are you sure you would like to come back with me to the church?
The reason I asked you to come here is as a friend.
wow!
I feel you, brother.
All right, I think you killed Charles Ratchet last night, too. Am I right? Am I? It was a mistake! Shut up! Shut up and sit down, you bingo preacher motherfucker!
Bingo?
Preacher
motherfucker.
Bingo preaching motherfucker.
I thought he just made up like a racial slur on the spot. Pringo!
I'm trying something.
Rich, you can't say Pringo anymore.
It's not a slur yet. I'm hoping it'll catch on.
Stop it! Sit down, you crucifix clutching queer.
He almost called him a Pringo. What was the word?
Pringo.
He almost said Pringo. But he stopped himself. And they kept it.
Oh my God.
Not the double fourth technique.
Traxx.
Wow.
And the first X is also an adorable little person holding their hands up.
Ah, that's sweet.
And I can't tell you how much I love that.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of effort. It shows that they cared.
It does. Yeah. It does. Would you like to tell us all about Traxx?
Yeah, this is, wow, Shadoe Stevens.
Do
you know Shadoe Stevens?
I've heard the name. I vaguely know who he is. I'm not ultra familiar with him.
Shadoe Stevens, a big announcer. He was on Hollywood Squares.
Oh, yeah.
Shadoe Stevens, got that voice.
Yes.
The center square.
Shadoe will tell us about this. Please, Shadoe, tell us about Secret Square, please.
Why, yes, it's a home entertainment system, Mr. Davidson.
Here's the front of the movie. He's holding what looks like an egg beater.
An egg beater? I was going to say screwdriver, but yeah, that does look more like an egg beater.
Yeah.
It's definitely an egg beater.
Well, it has something to do with this tagline here. This man has just blown away 6 terrorists, dynamited a drug smuggling compound, and baked a dozen cookies. Okay. Traxx, Dino De Laurentiis Entertainment presents. So we're in for something special.
Yeah.
Traxx is a mercenary ex-cop who knows nothing about the law, but everything about justice. He's tried El Salvador, Lebanon, Afghanistan, but something keeps drawing him home. The smell of fresh-baked cookies.
I was hoping for it.
Isn't that what draws you
Yeah,
home?
I mean, yeah.
The smell of fresh. You like a cookie, Rich?
I prefer cheese fries.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the sequel. I love baking cheese fries.
Yeah, the sequel is cheesy.
Oh, it's cheesy. Good one, Rich.
All right, can I finish?
No.
Traxx dreams of starting his own cookie business, but faces 2 problems. He can't raise the money, and he's the world's worst cookie baker. To raise the cash, he returns to the one thing he does know about, gangbusting for fun and profit. That's what you guys do here, right? You can feel it, huh?
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm feeling full-on parody Because this sounds like it could be full-on parody.
It does sound like that, yeah.
Or it could be a serious action movie that's just trying to add in a little bit too much humor. We'll see.
Maybe
We'll
trying
see.
a little too hard.
Trying a little too hard to be cutesy.
But I'm excited to see how Shadoe does, because I only know him as that sort of guy on the game show.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Priscilla Barnes from Three's Company. All right. Let's
maybe
go.
we'll have just a confusing misunderstanding.
Traxx. Cookies. Oh, baking montage. Oh.
Oh, he's just not good at baking cookies.
So why does he want to bake cookies? I
Because
know he doesn't want to be a
That's
mercenary.
funny, Jay. The tough guy
Don't
wants
you
to
get
bake
it?
That's just
cookies.
it. There's no other character
Jay,
reason.
Girls bake cookies.
Okay.
But it's funny when the big tough guy wants to bake
Right.
cookies.
Okay.
Because that's a girl thing.
I mean, I understand the contrast. I'm just wondering, like, his personal motivation.
This is something.
What is
see the Macho Man's doing a sissy man thing.
I understand that.
Like you see, he's wearing an
Oh
apron.
my God, this is disaster.
Wow.
He's not good at making cookies.
Yeah.
The guy was right.
What led you to
What
that?
is he?
I just.
What is he
whatever.
doing in this scene?
Oh my God.
Whoa! What was that? That was a 4-cut pratfall. That was. We saw the foot.
This is the prelude to the Taken jumping over the fence scene.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
27 edits.
That was very excessive.
Am I hosting?
Oh no, Mr.
What?
Mr. Everything's darkness and death. Jay, you're hosting.
Can I try and host it as if I was rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 3 movies.
There you go.
Did good.
Someone
Jay,
did. Someone talk. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Jay, you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
You did a really great. You did such a great job, Jay. Why don't you introduce Terror Squad?
Oh my God, Terror Squad! Look out, everybody! It's Terror Squad.
But what is Terror Squad, Jay? Tell
Terror
us.
Squad. Well, I've never seen Red Dawn, but apparently it's just like Red Dawn meets Invasion USA meets The Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. If The Breakfast Club characters just never really did anything. The movie starts. We have our introduction. The terrorists show up in. They cross the U.S. border from Canada.
If only I could see what was happening.
Dunes Beach, Indiana. Well, that was a quick trip from the border down to Dunes Beach.
Very quickly.
Very quickly, and then they make their way to Kokomo.
That's right.
Indiana.
Kokomo, Indiana. Yep.
Kokomo, Indiana is the town the movie takes place in.
Slightly, well, no, it's not important at all, but I'll point it out. They're Libyan terrorists who are chanting like "Death to America" in the beginning. They're not
With signs in
communists.
English.
They're not Soviets like Red Dawn. Slightly different U.S. villain of the 80s.
Sure.
But the same concept.
Same concept.
Same broad strokes.
Yeah, in general, it doesn't matter
Although
where they're
this
from.
is at a smaller scale. They're just trying to blow up a nuclear plant to cause like radiation and damage. Red Dawn was like half the U.S. got invaded.
Well,
So it's
that's
a
the thing.
grander
Everything about this is
scale.
smaller scale in certain aspects. If you look at it in the aspect of they took over the entire town in this tiny town in Indiana that was on the verge of collapsing anyway, and they came into town. The filmmakers came into town and they made their Red Dawn ripoff movie, and they just blew the shit out of everything.
Who's this guy?
Just
A stunt man.
Yeah, motorcycle.
Why are they shooting at him?
Because he's
they're
there.
terrorists.
Because they're terrorists.
Oh my God!
Oh, my motorcycle! Somebody help me! Oh, God.
Oh shit! Well, that wasn't me. I didn't do that.
Just run him over! Just run him over!
Wait, everybody, clear out! Clear out!
And execution is atrocious, but charming and exciting at the same time.
It's a very strange thing.
For a story, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Structure-wise, it's awful.
But in the middle of it, in the midst of all this madness, anchoring the film, I think, is the great Chuck Connors, who clearly shot all of his stuff maybe over a period of 2 days. He may have done it in 1 day, I don't know. But he's not really there much with anybody else. He's certainly not in the same scenes with anybody from the classroom.
They filmed an entire morning of him driving.
Just driving.
They what?
And just wherever they needed it in the movie, whatever action scene was happening, just cut to Chuck Connors.
And he just wants to eat. I just want to get a sandwich. The movie starts, I mean, he's interrupted. His lunch is comically interrupted. He does one of those comic,
right.
As the call's coming in. Mm-hmm. There he is.
There's Chuck Connors.
Chuck Connors getting himself a meal. This is really footage of Chuck Connors on his lunch break. Oh, he really sold that.
The Cone Palace.
And I want to get this job over with quick. So I can finish my hamburger.
It's become the Blues Brothers.
Whoa!
He's at the Cone Palace.
Cone Palace.
Which, when I was previewing this, I had it on the tiny little thing, and I thought it said Cum Palace.
Right.
Well, that's an entirely different movie.
I was like, Chuck, what are you up to?
That's on the other end of town, across the tracks.
That's in Traxxville. Traxx just executes everyone in the Cum Palace.
Come on over to Cum Palace.
Something bad's going on here.
That gives me an idea for a new cookie.
Oh, yuck.
Here, taste it. See what you think.
I made it myself.
No offense, but do you have much experience in dealing with hostage situations?
Yeah, I saw Dog Day Afternoon 3 times, and I watched the Mediterranean Circus on the TV news every night.
Never mind.
Well, and then also, by virtue of the fact that they only had Chuck Connors for 2 days, all of his scenes are just kind of shot mostly in masters with the occasional close-up.
Yeah.
And it's all framed like for comedy.
Yes.
And his performance feels like it's right out of Naked Gun or something.
Very over the top.
Him on the bullhorn, like yelling.
You're waiting for a joke that never comes.
This is Police Chief Rawlings. We have you completely surrounded. Come out with your hands up.
See? He's not, okay, so he's not in the building.
Well, we can't take any chances.
He may not even be looking at the building.
Yeah.
This is a completely separate
Oh,
location.
sure.
Yeah.
This is out in
The
front of his
truck blocks
hotel.
everything.
This is
This is in front of the Cone Palace.
That's exactly.
Where this whole thing started.
I'm not going any further than that.
If they are inside, they may have hostages. School kids, teachers, who knows?
Ken Foree's just got nothing to
Yeah.
do.
And he's having that stupid conversation with the terrorist by the window, and he's like, bring out the hostages. How many hostages are in there? There's 6. How do I know to believe you? And then there's like gunfire inside.
The guy
and he's
says,
like,
trust me.
my gun accidentally went off. How do we know to believe you? And then the other guy's like, how do we know they're telling us the truth? We have no choice but to believe them.
Trust me, I'm telling the truth. Okay, fine.
Okay.
But then later on, he just doesn't want to even be bothered with it. I think.
I don't like it.
Sounds fishy to me, Chief.
Oh, let's just see what comes out the door.
He's losing interest rapidly in this
Oh,
hostage
who
situation.
He
cares?
just doesn't care anymore.
Who cares?
I've been here all afternoon and
You
I'm
say,
angry.
you say fish? Give me a fillet of fish.
It's every scene with Chuck Connors in front of the school. It's that wide shot, and he's either has the bullhorn or he has the walkie-talkie or or whatever the radio, and every scene is like someone walking into frame and saying, "I just talked to the mayor," and he says they have their little dialogue, and then they leave to go talk to the mayor off camera again.
Yeah.
I can send some men around the back, up on the roof.
Just hold your horses, Captain. We don't even know what we're up against. They're not in there. We'll find
Oh, look, he's behind, there's the building behind him. He's there.
Holy shit.
But that shot didn't match the previous shot.
No,
That was an early version of the volume, Jay.
Oh,
They
okay.
moved.
See, now he's back.
They moved the building behind him. That's how they did the volume back then. They put the building on wheels at his insistence. Am I going to get to say anything in this movie?
Poor Ken Foree.
The terrorists are there to blow up the power plant.
Yes.
They fail at doing that, and so they say, "I guess Plan B. Let's just drive around.
Right.
Let's just be assholes and shoot
For an hour.
strangers for an
For
hour."
about 40, it's about a half hour. It seems like a half hour.
And that's the best stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh my God! Again! He's
Child.
levitating. He's being pulled by an unknown force. Whoa!
You're just fucking up this entire town.
Oh! Are there going to be 2 guys moving a pane of glass across the street?
Skeeters!
That's Skeeters.
Don't do that to Skeeters.
Don't shoot their sign. Was this whole town being demolished?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole town was set for demolition.
Yeah, not just the
Kokomo Comics.
Not Kokomo Comics.
No.
Is this the whole movie?
Yeah.
They never even get to the school.
And the teenagers are just unrelated.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
You know what? I think I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
That's the interesting thing about this movie. It's literally the first 60% of this movie
Yes.
is one car
Right.
chase. I thought I was watching Mad Max Fury Road.
Or somebody said Blues Brothers.
Yeah. Yes.
Feels, it goes on. It gets sort of comical after a while. But my favorite part, and Jay, you pointed this out to me, we all started to notice it, is there are just tons of real townspeople. The people of Kokomo filing, through the streets. They're all lined up along every street, side streets, city streets, watching them make this movie.
Yeah.
Like the guy in the trailer park. Again?
He's just standing there with the beer watching the film. Clear the center of the frame.
So
And they're
everyone's
seeing
aware.
things like, cars being flipped and explosions.
And they're sipping their beer and going, "You guys shooting something over here?"
Wouldn't you?
Cool. Yeah, of course.
Wouldn't you?
There's not much going on in Kokomo.
There's nothing going on in Kokomo. I mean, in this movie's defense, if this were a real terrorist attack, this townspeople would be doing the same damn thing.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a cane and everything.
Oh my God.
They got him.
That was real. Oh.
Are those squashed tomatoes, or is that supposed to be his brain?
Squash tomatoes.
Okay.
Watch out, Chuck Connors.
He runs over him.
Get the hell out of my way, guys.
Oh, he's got. Oh! No!
Yeah, we was over by Conkle Pontiac, and they was spinning out over there. I swear to God, Chuck Connors was down there. No, they ran over Bill. They told me to be in a movie. They ran him over. He's dead. No, they killed him. Well, I don't know. They say it's coming out next year. I can't wait to see it. And they also destroyed a bunch of buildings for real.
That seems to be the reason they probably picked Kokomo, because
Yeah.
they found a town that had lots of buildings that were planned to be demolished anyway, and they're like, let's shoot our movie here.
Their water tower. They're taking down their water tower
Yeah,
and an
yeah.
old like smokestack from
Yeah,
a power plant or something. And
The water tower was the moment then I think we knew, like, this is something special.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh my. Oh my God. Oh, why didn't they show it?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. And I would have preferred that shot,
Just
the
one
wide
continuous
shot.
take.
yeah.
Okay. Now we're back.
Back to the substance.
Substance.
That was really
The worst
impressive.
framed workout video of all time.
Well, let's talk about our Breakfast Club characters. They have like their thing. There's the jock, and none of this paid off. The jock is with the cheerleader, the blonde cheerleader.
Right.
That's they could easily pair up, and she's like, I love the jock, but the jock is interested in other girl,
Smart girl.
Yes. But she's not interested in the jock because he does like the fart thing. He's too lowbrow for her.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Guitar likes the smart girl. And then there's
Nerdy kid. He
his
likes exercisers.
He's
He
a pervert.
likes ass.
He likes
he's,
ass.
he's watching like
His little-
basically
his little
like
TV.
Yeah, he's got a portable TV and he's a technical guy. Remember at the beginning, he's on the computer and he's downloading like the world's first internet porno.
Yeah.
And it's like this really pixelated picture of a lady's like boobs.
Just
bumping up.
bouncing, yeah.
And
Which pays off not at all, by the way.
that's the thing. Johnny
Well, sort
Guitar
of,
Hero
maybe.
becomes action hero.
Yeah.
That should have been jock, and technical nerd guy makes a bow and arrow out of metal from the shop.
He goes
Shop
down to
class.
shop
And it seems
class.
like the Judd Nelson Johnny Guitar character would be more like the shop
More
guy.
of a blue collarish kind of thing, and he should have hacked into the radio
Right.
of the like all these setups that none of them paid off.
Yeah,
properly.
we thought they were going to be running around the school, running from the terrorists, doing tricks or something.
Yeah.
Instead, they spend most of their time in that classroom.
Well, because as we figured out, they probably couldn't shoot anywhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe in a hallway.
They ran around the hallways more than I thought they
A little
would
bit.
at some
A
point.
little
bit
bit
in the hall,
But there
a
was a
little bit.
lot in that classroom.
But Miss Benino, you don't understand. Terrorists are attacking Indiana.
Oh, is that the kind of porn that you're into now?
Really? Listen. Yes, now you.
Is that a motor?
Oh my God!
Right.
Nerd setup with technological skills and a love of substance-like exercise videos.
Pump it.
Yeah.
More extreme than substance. They're just like super bent over.
It's just asses.
And,
Just ass.
Yeah.
And then in the end, the jock and the cool guitar guy both get killed, and Nerd saves the day, and he gets the girls in the end, and they do private exercises for him.
We thought that there would be all the exercise girls in a row around him, just ass bouncing in front of him while he's on his little TV at the same time.
He does shoot the one guy with his makeshift bow and arrow.
He does, and ultimately that guy does die
Yes.
because of that. Now, we haven't mentioned the kindly janitor man.
Gus.
The school.
Gus.
That's
Gus.
the opening.
The structure of the movie is so weird. We didn't realize we were being introduced to the protagonist, which is the Judd Nelson equivalent.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll call him Guitar Guy.
Johnny Guitar.
Johnny Guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking out in the basement of the school with Gus, the friendly janitor.
Oh my God! What? We're in another movie now.
They're not playing that.
It's Black John Carpenter.
Thought it looked
That is not what they're playing.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God! They got an audience and everything.
Yeah, that was good.
They're very
Whatever
impressed
that
with
was.
whatever they were actually playing.
Gus's headquarters.
Gus must be the janitor.
Yeah.
Therefore, he's illiterate. Want some dope?
Well, then what's also strange is we have this extended car chase where the terrorists are being chased, and it goes on and on and on forever. And then we just cut to a scene in the classroom, and then the terrorists just run into the classroom. We don't see them arrive at the school. They don't say, like, one of our tires blown out right in front of the school. So
we need to go in there.
We need to get in there.
Right,
We need to get out of
right.
here. Nothing. They're just there now.
They just walk in.
This, Mr. Dillon.
And how far away is the high school from the town where they didn't hear anything?
It seems like poor city planning
It
to
has
have the
to be
high
like-
school like 80 miles away.
It's in the middle of a cornfield, 100 miles away. I think you would hear all those explosions.
Oh my God!
No,
they're there.
they're-
They're just there.
They're just there.
When did they get there?
We don't see them
My
approach.
God. Well, you were genuinely surprised.
I mean, yes.
Why spoil it?
Usually when I watch movies that are like missing crucial scenes, I am surprised.
Yeah.
Why do they pick that classroom?
Yeah.
It's even on the second floor or the third floor.
That's true.
So they must have walked through the whole building and then went upstairs and then walked through that floor and then went to the third floor to find the one room in the entire school where there are people?
Where there was just a.
I mean, yeah, you're looking for hostages, but
It was
Well, that's why
yeah.
they didn't show any of that. They had to cut it all out because it was just them going
It
in
was-
one room after
right,
the other, looking
right.
for somebody.
That's the
to
wide
take as a
shot of them
hostage.
going back and forth. I was waiting for like an audience to start clapping. It was very sitcom-like,
Yeah.
where they just come through the door, they just make an entrance. It was like, oh, look at these guys.
It's Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal.
Yay!
Jamal and other.
Yeah, the guy, the leader. I mean,
Well, whoever
guy,
that guy's name
I don't even
was.
know.
Hey, don't hurt him.
Shut up.
bad time to come in.
Jesus Christ!
Wait.
What a graceless exit.
You picked the worst time to come in with the harmonica. Hey guys!
Johnny was friends with Gus, the friendly janitor, and he very traumatically witnesses the death of Gus. The best moment in the film.
The death of Gus.
And
yes.
how does that happen?
Rich?
Quickly and suddenly.
And awkwardly. But, so yeah, they shoot Gus and they kill Gus, and Johnny Guitar wants to put his jacket to cover Gus,
Yeah.
and the terrorists don't let him. So then at the end, Johnny runs away. He sees dead Gus in the
We
hallway.
think he's gone coward.
He's like, I'm just getting the fuck out of the
Yeah.
school. But on his way out, he sees the body of Gus, puts his jacket on it, has a very emotional moment, and that's when he decides to take control.
That turns him around.
And steal the thunder from the nerdy kid who thought he was going to do the coolest thing ever.
What if he missed with his crossbow?
Oh.
I
Maybe I
mean,
should have come up with a better plan.
that's realistically what would have happened too.
Yeah. He has no crossbow experience that I
No.
know of.
Well,
No.
that's why the New York Daily News said that while Terror Squad is very similar to Red Dawn and Invasion USA, it's actually far superior to either. But the climax, we should talk about the big ending, the big stunt.
Yeah.
Because this was a very strange, almost Transformer-like change that happened.
The bus was so nervous about the ending stunt that it like shrunk. It just
It did.
It was
it had
very
performance
tense.
anxiety?
Yeah,
That's what
the
it
bus
was.
had a lot of performance anxiety.
That's it.
Drive safely without that, motherfucker!
He did something to
Watch a glass flew in his face.
Wow.
What?
Is that a different bus? That's a different bus because they want to destroy it.
Yeah.
So they had to use a different one.
It's a short bus.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a full-size
It was a
school bus.
full-size bus before. It just changed.
Maybe it's an unrelated bus.
That also happens to have the back door blown
Now
up.
they cut back to them driving still. And they weren't even trying to hide that fact, and maybe they assumed the action was so intense.
You wouldn't even think about
You
it.
wouldn't even be worried. I mean,
They assumed you'd be watching it on a screen as small as the kid was watching his his exercise show. And
Why not just use the small bus in the first place?
well, because we already said that I think that small bus was already sort of banged up quite a bit because they got it at the local junkyard where they happened to shoot the majority of the opening action sequences.
Yeah.
Unless that was from them trying the stunt the first time. And they just did it a second time, and they'd already screwed up the bus by that point.
They got the dailies back, and the footage was just black for the first attempt at wrecking the bus. All we can afford is this tiny bus now. We gotta do it again.
Forgot to take the cover off the lens. God damn it! I'm Chuck Connors of Firewalker and Soylent Green fame, and now you're in Kokomo, man. Well, we did say that Chuck Connors, in a lot of ways, exhibited Charlton Heston behavior in this, but they were both together in Soylent Green.
Chuck Connors and Charlton Heston is like if one of them took the substance, but it didn't work.
That's right.
Chuck Connors came out of my back.
We're the same fucking guy.
Chuck Connors is on my shoulder.
He calls the number, and he's like, technically, he's a year younger. There's a loophole. God damn it.
Yeah.
You didn't read the contract, Charles.
Who's that?
That's
That guy look like Jamal?
It's all covered in blood.
It's dead Jamal.
Oh, I guess it is him.
Yeah.
I thought they got somebody else.
Just to do the
Yeah.
effects, yeah.
Oh,
He's still there.
This is Glassface Jamal. They had different action figures.
Variant, yeah.
Kids really wanted that one. Then they had the made-up ones like Arctic Jamal and ones that weren't even.
An action figure line.
It was like what?
The Terror Squad action.
I don't remember this in the movie. New Arctic Jamal.
Spaceman Gus.
Spaceman. Your favorite rockin' janitor is going to space. Johnny, no! I just want to see the guy drinking his beer in the background.
Move back. We're blowing the bus up.
What'd you say?
Oh, God.
She looks very different.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's what it takes to win her heart. It's a lot of work.
Blowing up a short bus. So Chuck Connors and his team did nothing.
Chuck
They're
is gone.
still on
Chuck's
the way.
gone for
That's
the day.
it.
Oh.
That's it.
Wow.
The teens escaping the school and then the car chase at the end would have been like, a true climax.
Yeah.
But
You said one of the kids. He's been taking driver's ed.
Oh,
I'm in detention. I can't make it to my. I'm in detention. I can't make it to my driver's ed today. Oh, damn it! I've been looking forward to that all week long.
You missed your calling, Rich.
He's a font.
I'm never going to get my time behind the wheel.
They take the student driver car. It's one of those ones that has like the two wheels and like the two kids are arguing about what they should do.
Yeah, the terrorists are in the back
we go
seat.
this way. We go that way.
Drive us to the airport.
Why the hell did we get Rich Evans to write this? You get me Rich Evans now, God damn it, and a McRib. Shit.
Don't confuse the two. This movie's written by a McRib.
Fine.
We thought you wanted to eat Rich Evans, so we got a McRib to
Too
write
late.
the script.
He was delicious. Fuck. There. Let Chuck Connors comfort you in the way that only Chuck Connors can. Coldly and distantly. All right. Get her off me.
Mike, I am hosting.
Oh.
And I would just like to say, go to hell. I mean, why don't you introduce From Hell? Back from Hell?
Back from Hell.
From Hell is a film with Johnny Depp and
Heather Graham.
Heather Graham. Yeah.
Based on a comic by Alan Moore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell Satan I said, kiss my black ass.
This is a Back from Hell. This is a video.
Yep.
This
is a video.
This is the video cassette. We have the DVD version, which is like a different cover.
Much nicer.
The DVD is put out by Massacre Video, who famously put out the film Hack-O-Lantern, my favorite film of all time.
Yeah, this is a bad cover, but the film is okay.
Oh, is he just going to read the box?
No.
We already read the box.
I'm refreshing my memory.
Remember.
I don't remember.
How could you forget?
I have to look at the pictures on the back. There's like Mr. Rogers with a bullet wound in the head. And okay, so there's a priest, and then there's a guy, a blonde guy wearing like a white
priest and a blonde guy walk into a bar.
Yeah. Yes.
Quiet, we're asking the questions, not you.
So the blonde guy he's back in his small town in Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and he's back from Los Angeles, where he has made a deal, essentially a Faustian deal with a Hollywood sorcerer named
psychic
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu, your Satan has put a curse on me.
I guess for fame and success, in exchange for he has to kill two people, sacrifices, in order to not be cursed with this thing where if you look into his eyes, the person that sees you thinks you're evil and wants to kill you.
We don't see any of this, by the way. He just explains it in a filthy attic.
And then you signed a pact?
Right. In blood.
Right.
Except, Aaron, I didn't fulfill my side of the pact. I was to offer 2 human sacrifices in the name of the demon.
Sacrifices?
But when the time came, though, I couldn't bring myself to do it.
He sounds really broken up about it.
Is he reading these off the floor?
Probably.
These lines?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of an interesting premise right there. It's a shame they don't hardly do anything with that.
It's strange, but the general idea of the movie is that he hides out in the top floor of a barn through a floor door.
The floor door. Yeah.
And
he's back home from Los Angeles.
He's brought some Wheaties. He put up his Spuds McKenzie poster.
Sit down.
But he's hiding out there because when someone looks at him in the eyes, they want to kill him. And this is illustrated in the alley. A bum tries to kill him, and then some other guy.
Now, why do that? Oh, he pulled a chicken bone out of him.
What thunk? Is that what it would sound like?
Thwack. Thunk. And the only person that can survive being looked at by him and not wanting to kill him is a man of God, a priest who is his old friend.
That's right.
And he wants the priest's help because he wants to confess to him his sin of making a deal with the devil. And the priest is, I think, going to try to help him somehow, maybe get him
I think there's something. Something about an exorcism.
Although it's a little fuzzy because we're shouting and farting and laughing the whole time. We're barely paying attention.
The audio's not the best.
Yes.
Shut up and sit down, you bingo pitcher motherfucker.
The audio's terrible and the picture's terrible as well.
Yeah. Basically everything's terrible.
And the acting's terrible.
The acting is some of the worst that I've maybe ever seen.
I know it'll be the assassination of a controversial religious personality who was recently elected to a political office.
What?
Don't give this guy a line.
You know what? He got all the words out.
It's a film made by a group of young guys. I think this is the first film of the director, whatever the hell his name is. And I found it to be quite endearing, actually. It reminded me, I'm just thinking this right, it just reminded me of the films that I made and that we all made
when we
started
made the Evil
out.
Dead ripoffs, yes.
I didn't realize until we got into this movie, maybe 20 minutes in or so, that this was a tribute to Evil Dead. It became a tribute to Evil Dead and John Carpenter and a bunch of other films, not only in the visuals, but in the music, the never-ending music, always on a loop, the same music over and over again.
Tribute's a kind word.
Oh my God! Something happened.
Oh, what?
Look, they did a little effect.
Oh my God!
That was exceptional. That you know what? I approve.
I expected the book to just constantly be on the table.
Yeah.
But they replaced the real hand with a rubber hand.
Yeah,
it's great cutting here.
This is the most exciting thing that could have possibly happened in this movie.
It's at a very slow pace, but I approve. that music right there. Yeah, just walking around.
This music doesn't work for comedy.
No.
It's gonna move at the last minute. There you go.
Yeah.
What would happen to Bruce Campbell? And that's what happened.
It's that super wide-angle lens.
Right.
Here's another question. When everybody makes their first film, do they always film it linearly too?
Yes.
Yes. Because there's a spot in here where they hit that spot where they ran out of gas, and it's just like a little bit repetitive. Like the same two guys with masks that are supposed to be different people come at them with a knife. They've lost their creativity is vanished at that point.
Right.
Yeah, that happened in Slaughter Day too.
Yes.
Where it's like, I don't know, we've run out of ideas. They just kind of chase each other for a while.
And instead of ending the movie there, well, we got to make it feature length. And they just keep going. Well, no, you can stop.
It's not even. Just lift it.
Just lift your hand up, sir.
You can do it.
Just lift your hand up.
Right over
there.
there.
You got it.
You
can do better.
Hey! Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You just pull it out. You don't even have to.
There you go.
That rope is
just pull
not tied.
Pull the stake. Just pull it right out. Oh, I mean, there were a lot of really funny moments in this one, though. The demon, the first time we see one of these bodies come back to life, and it seemed like their actor friend that had done a lot of maybe high school theater, and they thought, this guy is going to nail this.
Just go crazy, Bill. Action.
Yeah, no, this is Bill going crazy. Oh!
Do you remember Terror Squad?
I do.
Hey, Jack, how you doing?
He's doing his best Pee Wee Herman impression.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh.
They could alter the voice in post.
They thought this was perfect.
So this guy is doing like a Louis Armstrong.
Well, it started as Pee Wee Herman.
Started as Pee Wee Herman.
And it kind of morphed as it went along.
Went Pee Wee Herman to Ludo.
Yeah.
And then it was very much just Louis Armstrong.
The more corn syrup they poured in his mouth, like the weirder it's more raspy.
He
didn't get to Arnold Schwarzenegger. That would have been the next step.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm in here. I'm the devil, goddammit.
Eventually ending up at Tom Waits.
Those that have always helped
It's like, yeah, they all look like they're just turned 20 years old.
Yeah.
They're old enough to drive.
Even the police.
The cops, the detectives show up, and they all look like they're 18
Jimmy,
years old.
slick your hair back so you look older.
And it's like, okay, I can't take anything seriously.
There's some nice world building in there.
There's world building?
There's some nice world building.
Explain.
We discover that, hell really believes in a fair fight. It's codified in their laws.
Rules of hell.
The rules of hell. You have to provide your enemies with a rack of weaponry.
Man, these are for us. What? These weapons, man, you put them here for us to use them.
Why? Against who?
Ourselves.
Against them, man. It's the law of the wild, the law of hell, and they know it.
Who did what?
Law of the reason?
Oh, look at
I
the
gotta have a
chainsaw.
Feels pretty good, huh?
Feels good, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Man, when you start that thing, it's gonna sound
Wow.
Wait.
What? Who did this?
This is Jack.
That's when the plot intensifies, when
Yeah.
we discover that the demon, who sounds like Louis Armstrong, body of a 21-year-old kid.
I see shades of red.
The devil tells us that he is all the low-life scum or whatever, like criminals, anyone. Remember, the priest goes, the prisons are going to be crazy.
Right.
Because like anyone who's like a criminal or some kind of deviant or something, it becomes like an army in the army of the devil. And they're out, they just wear black hoods on their face.
Yeah.
Come on, Jack. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Why do they stay there in the first place?
You got to put your tools
I
back.
don't know what's happening.
I like that, the rack of weapons that
was
just
fun.
in the woods, and then but you
Of
had
course,
you
there's
had-
a chainsaw.
You had to the chainsaw was there, but you had to return them when you were done.
What is that? What is that sound effect? Is that a cat?
It's like a cat meowing in the house.
Constantly.
It sounds like a hinge or something.
It's giving the house life. It's giving the scene life.
They had like 5 seconds of a loop sound effect that was just over and over and over.
They had gotten a hold of the 1,000 sound effect. It was a 4 CD set. I had the 2 CD version. It was made in Canada. It was a company called Madesy. That was what they had in the 90s. I remember every effect. They're the same ones you were talking about. I've used them in my films.
I have the ball.
That was part of the charm of this, but my God, did they use it over and over and over again. And Rich, you were losing your mind.
Shut that damn cat up!
They had a 30-second audio loop, background sound effect loop.
Clock ticking cat. That's the sound a house
That's
makes.
The cat.
Yeah, it was driving me crazy.
It had enough.
Is that because of your allergies?
No, it was like Chinese water torture.
Yeah.
It kind of was.
Just imagine they lock you in a room, they tie you down. Just every 30 seconds, you're meow.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. It's like, yeah, especially that scene where the demon hand comes out, and it's like this needs like layers and layers and layers. The sound design in like Evil Dead 2 is brilliant.
Yeah.
There's so many little like dry cracks and cackling, and
Well, and it
there's
sells
so much.
It sells all those movements. Those
Yeah, every time the
Sam
camera moves, there's
Raimi-
like some sort of weird.
Right.
I think that
The music's just flat out wrong for that scene too.
Yeah, well, it's that same music
Yeah.
again.
Regardless of scene, they just throw that same loop on there.
Different. That scene's got an entirely different tone than the movie you've been showing us. Use different music for that.
Yeah.
Ooh, is he gonna go off the bridge? That would be kind of fun.
No, there's no way.
They don't know how deep the water is. They're not sure.
Yeah.
That was a real machete.
Well, I mean, they can throw a dummy off though.
They can throw. Yeah. Oh, it's happening.
I think they'll throw a real guy off.
Shotgun off the
Shoot
bridge.
him and then he's gonna fall off,
Yeah.
right?
His head is covered, so they don't need a rubber mask or anything. So
Yeah.
yes, it's happening.
Let's see it. Give it to me.
I got a message for you. Tell Satan I said, kiss my black ass.
Yeah! Woo!
Fall.
Oh, come on.
Give me the wide shot.
Shoot him again.
Shoot him
Make
again.
fall off the fucking bridge.
His friend.
Is it going to be his friend?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack! Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God.
So he did it. So he's
really gonna push him in. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It happened.
It did. I was wrong.
Well, especially the end, that big surprise ending, which I liked. I thought that was pretty cool. How he reveals that it's him. It's the main guy all along who tricks the priest into killing him, his own friend. There's no emotional. There's nothing there that's emotional. They just go. Okay.
Well, they were friends.
They were
we
friends,
know that.
but you know
that's something.
But the music there was all wrong on that bridge scene. It just didn't work. But I like that the guy fell off the bridge for real. Yeah. He committed.
Yeah.
He was a trooper.
He was a trooper. I'll give him that.
And the priest had a great one-liner. Not as good as like an Ash one-liner, but it's, you know.
Well, it would be weird if Ash said, "Kiss my black ass." So.
But what's his full line? He says, "Tell
Satan to kiss my black ass."
It's great. And we were all hoping that he was going to say something.
Yeah.
Kiss my black ass!
I would love to have the camera negatives from this and full HD film print.
Not just clean it up, but redo all the sounds.
Remix it.
And, yeah.
Yeah, let's make new sounds.
Even just like a half-assed attempt at it would just do wonders.
Because even though it does have like music and some sound effects in it, it has that same feeling of watching like a rough cut of a movie where not everything's in there yet and everything's kind of flabby and you got to tighten it up. That's what it feels like. It feels almost unfinished.
Okay, Matt Jaisel. Oh, Home Video Films. That's what HV stands for.
Oh,
Home Video Films.
Okay.
Well, that's about
Give me
right.
that.
There you go.
Is there a number?
There's a number.
Oh.
We're going to call Home Video Films out in Florida, right?
Florida. Oh, it's always that.
It has dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Someday we're going to call a number and somebody's going to answer.
I know. I was going to ask for a refund on my Back from Hell video cassette.
You should have pretended to be like Morgan Freeman's agent. I've got Morgan Freeman here with me.
He's interested in doing a remake.
He's interested in doing a picture with you.
Oh God, if they answered.
I saw your film, and the young brother that plays the priest, I thought he was outstanding. Now I want to know a couple of things. Whereabouts did you all shoot that? And I want to know the name of that young man, because I'd like to remake this film, and I think we're going to make it better. I also need to get a hold of the boys over at RedLetterMedia, because I want to remix this film, and I know only they can do it. I heard somewhere down the line Mike expressing his weird and misguided desire to restore this bullshit movie, and I want to finance the whole goddamn thing. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hello? 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 Well, listen, wherever you are, Matt Jaisel, I salute you.
What? Fuck you!
And we're back. That was Back from Hell, and we are now back from it.
We're back in hell.
Back in it.
We've never left, actually. You've always been here.
This is hell.
This is hell.
Yes.
That's why I put the red lights on. Did you notice?
Oh,
Yeah,
change of the
yeah.
lights.
He did a
so
thing.
clever.
He did a thing.
Did a visual representation
You do
of our
that for
environment.
Christmas, like red and green, that's a Christmas thing.
Well, no, I mean, we have Christmas colors when we do a Christmas episode. This one is specifically red because
never
we
look
are
behind
Yeah, but we have a green table, Jay, which makes it look like this is a second Christmas episode.
you know.
Oh God,
You
we gotta
fucked up,
redo
Jay.
it. I gotta redo
You
it.
fucked up, Jay.
I understood. I understood what you were doing, Jay.
Thank you.
Jay was proud of his work. He smiled as he changed the lights from green to blue, back to red. And then he said, when the boys come downstairs, they're gonna be proud of what I've done here. But instead, they burned his ass at the stake. Stupid Jay. Looks like Christmas, dummy.
Anyway, I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I apologize.
That's my inner monologue. It's just like flowing right out of
I'm
me.
so sorry.
Does that just go through your head all day? You're just
Sometimes.
constantly thinking Morgan
Yeah,
Freeman?
yeah. It's hard to stop. I apologize.
You should be sorry because you brought us Traxx, and
Oh, shots
Mr.
fired.
Segway.
I
Boy.
Traxx. It stars Shadoe Stevens, but he's known for his powerful voice.
And in 1987, he made a play for leading man stardom in a film called Traxx, produced by Dino De Laurentiis. We got this great guy with this big mane of hair. And he's like a Paul Hogan and a Mel Gibson together, but this great voice.
That's what happens when you don't behave.
And it never came out in theaters. It was supposed to come out in theaters. It was not allowed in theaters.
It was rejected.
It was rejected.
Like physically rejected. They brought the prints and then they
came-
just flew out of the theater.
They confiscated
The
them.
projectors would just catch on fire.
Yes.
Shadoe Stevens was like, wait, where are you going? Bring those back.
I quit. Hell you do.
Hell you do.
What?
Wow.
You see, what I did was I gave him a gun, and then I had another gun so I could shoot him.
Former cop, not sheriff, deputy, I guess. Something
Cop,
like
then
Cop who was
Then
too
mercenary.
reckless, so he got fired. Then he
Right.
turned mercenary, and then he was still a mercenary for 4 years.
Right.
And then he quit because he decided he wanted to bake cookies.
That's his dream.
Yeah.
This man wants to bake cookies, and he talks about it a lot in this film.
Here's the thing. Is it his dream? It's not like it's not portrayed as something he's dreamed about since a child. It's just like it's his new passing
comes
fancy.
Out, yeah, it does
This is
come
what
out
I guess
of
I'm
nowhere.
going to do now.
Yeah, I gotta bake cookies now, I guess. I don't know. Fine.
I think I want to give cookies a shot.
Cookies?
I want to bake them. It's next big war. Cookies.
Cookies, yeah.
He learned to love cookies while he was being a mercenary. Remember, he's chewing
He's
them in the
eating
jungle.
cookies.
Yeah, and he's like, cookies are great. I'd love to start a business baking them.
Was this the first time he had ever had a cookie?
I think so.
He's saying to his friends, he's like, have you ever tried one of these things?
Right.
This is fucking
That's
great.
interesting. Where was he when he was eating those cookies? Do you remember what country he was in? Because he was going to all these different countries.
I don't remember.
In the mid 80s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was just thinking that his cookie flavors are so ridiculous in this film. It's not chocolate chip. It's not like sugar cookies. They're not peanut butter cookies. It's like
Tuna fish cookies, shrimp cookies, or chili cookies.
And I wonder if the country that he was in, that's where he got the idea for those.
They had some
Oh,
sort of
that's-
bizarre cookie.
That's far
to
too
help.
clever.
Yeah, I'm
You're-
trying to help
yeah.
him. It's clever. It's
Maybe that's what it was.
No.
Nobody's gonna eat crab cookies.
Why not? They eat crab cakes.
They did have a funny joke because he's like crab cookie, and he's like, well, they have crab cakes.
You like that one?
I mean, the bar is very low, so I chuckled. I'm like,
They have crab cakes.
That's the strange thing about this movie is that it's not just like a typical action comedy. You have like I mean, like Lethal Weapon is an action movie with comedy in it.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's like Looney Tunes. Sometimes.
Yeah. You keep up the good work.
The movie starts out, the very first shot, the very first scene is completely over the top. There's a guy in a pet store.
Oh, yes.
But it sets the tone right away.
Well, there's not even any
very
opening
wacky. There's
like
nothing.
credits.
There's no preamble.
There's no,
nothing.
this company presents. It just hard cuts to a guy saying like, "I'm gonna fucking kill this monkey."
Yeah, yeah.
Like what?
Right.
I got a monkey in here that's begging for his life!
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Shadoe Stevens.
Skateboard.
He's got an idea. Watch this.
Oh, maybe it's not though.
Oh my god.
Why not just get in the car and...
Woo! What?
Oh my lord!
Then he's gonna push the cop car.
But he got on a skateboard.
But he's on a skateboard.
Right.
Yeah,
And the skateboard's gonna drag him.
Oh, and then
he's gonna fly through the window.
So he lets go at some point
Yes.
and goes, "Arr!" and then
Let's do that again. We want to get a clean audio take of it
Sure.
so we can edit it into the film.
Sure.
Perfect.
And he takes his gun and throws it to the guy.
Yeah.
And then Traxx then pulls out another gun and then shoots at him. Then shoots the gun. Or something.
Oh,
Or
okay.
kills him in cold blood. I don't know. He murders a lot of people.
Robbing a pet store. But see, like that scene is like that scene is just like it's like just the perfect encapsulation of the whole film because
is.
that scene is the parody of a cop movie scene where the cop is the reckless, loose cannon cop does something crazy.
You're out of the jungle, Traxx. This is civilization.
Didn't look much different to me.
To stop the bad guy,
He's
hostage
reckless.
situation, and then he gets fired by the chief of police.
Yeah.
What they do is like, yeah, he rides a skateboard and jumps through the window, and it's like goofy.
It's
cartoony.
supposed to be funny.
It's supposed to be funny, but it's also at the same time supposed to be a parody of like the loose cannon cop thing. And this.
But then you don't kill anybody. But he actually he shoots and kills the guy, and multiple times in the movie he shoots people point blank. But then there's other parts where he the Robert Davi is one of the main villains in the movie. He breaks in, he goes through another window into their bedroom, and he's like shooting her curlers off.
Yeah.
And there's parts where it's like, oh, he could shoot and kill them, but he's doing something silly.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't have both. You can't have him genuinely killing people, but then also doing silly non-kills.
Are we at the strip clubs yet? Okay,
we're at the stud farm.
Hey there. Look at that. That mane is just taking up the whole screen, man.
So it's not a strip club, it's just a brothel.
Yeah, that's right, it is. Traxx is here to score. But first I'm going to clean it up.
But he's the guy here to clean up the town, and he just comes into a brothel.
Well,
just,
he
like,
knows
smiling.
there's going to be dirtbags there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
All of these guys, like he's enjoying.
This is going to be great fun for me.
Oh my God! What?
Whoa!
He just punched through a door and started
Yes, he
hitting
did.
whoever was there.
Wow.
What?
It's a daycare. Daycare for working mommies.
Okay.
See?
They like Traxx.
Jesus Christ!
You get out of here before I start filling up
Oh my God! Oh my God! That poor kid!
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! No!
What is the tone here? Jesus.
I think this defies any description.
That's what happens when you don't behave.
I'm processing.
Yeah.
I'm just processing.
You have no time. Now we're on to something else.
Like he shoots the buckle, and they're like ricocheting off the buckle. Then he falls out the window.
Right.
So it's like, it's like a, I don't know, like a Ninja Turtles 2 thing where they're like hitting the bad guys with like yo-yos.
Yeah.
They're not killing people.
But he falls out the window and dies.
After we've seen a small child have a gun put to his head.
That's how I
It's
got
like
around it.
that's like Zack Snyder's justification for Batman killing people in Batman v Superman.
Right.
Well, he didn't kill him. He just caused the car accident, and the car accident killed him.
There's a gun pressed very hard to the temple of this little kid who looks really uncomfortable.
Well,
I mean, I'm
sure.
sure he's acting, but it looks pretty real. Not that we know the guy's not going to shoot his brains out, but it's a terrible choice. I wish that he would have. It would have been a better film. Oh my God, I couldn't save him.
It just turns into this dark emotional drama.
Yes.
I'll never bake cookies again.
No, bake them in his honor. Little boy brain cookies.
What's this?
Aren't they great?
They're made from the actual little boy to honor his memory.
Oh, that's
Now
sweet.
he's within all of you. Too much.
What did I say the tagline of this film was? It was...
Oh God.
It was,
Traxx, it's everything and nothing.
That's it.
It's everything. It is everything. Every stunt person in town was hired to do this film, I think, because it is nonstop stunts. It looks like the backlot at Universal. It looks like a show. It looks like you're watching a stunt show. Yeah.
With the fake flames
That's
coming
it.
out of
That's
the
right.
top floors.
Over and over and over.
So this is the backlot.
This is definitely a backlot, yeah. Jesus Christ!
The town has gone wild.
Is this the Death Wish 3 town?
This looks like RoboCop 2.
Yeah!
It does, man.
Yeah.
This feels like we're in Frank Miller territory now. Oh my God! That guy.
Ooh, pan and scan.
Yes.
How does this relate to making cookies? Here's the thing, we're missing the plot, literally, because he's running around town killing all these people.
Well,
why?
We should set up why he's in town.
Yes.
Because that's confusing. He's been a mercenary. He decides to leave.
For years. He's gone through several years of that.
Yeah, he's tired of that life. He wants to open his own cookie shop, I guess. But he's terrible at making cookies. We have a funny scene montage of him poorly baking cookies.
Really poorly.
And then he's about to be evicted. And then he hears something on the radio about a town that's overrun with crime.
Yes.
So he decides to abandon his apartment, abandon his life, go to this town, and just clean it up.
Right.
Murder people indiscriminately under the hope that maybe the local law enforcement will pay him money eventually.
That's right. That's right.
That's the setup.
That's it.
Are you in the garbage?
Trash.
Well, what's the difference?
Garbage you dump. Trash you kill.
Trash you kill.
Trash
Garbage
you kill.
you dump. Trash you kill.
Wow.
Here's a quick rich fix, right? He's a cop in his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he needs a connection to what's happening.
And he gets fired from the police force. Maybe
In fact, it's the same chief that fired him.
That's right.
He goes. He joins the military, goes off to war, fights in a war, and then or becomes a mercenary, whatever. Decides he wants to open his own bakery back in his hometown. He comes back, and since he's been gone, the hometown is now overrun with crime.
Right.
Hence motivation.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is like just on a whim. In the middle of the jungle, he just says, "Cookies are great. I want to make cookies."
Right.
The whole movie, the character is just floating along with absolutely no like care for anything. He has no like agency or goal or anything. He's
There's
just,
no connection to anyone in this town.
Whatever,
They're all strangers.
And you're not going to get invested in a film where your main character has no interest in anything.
How do you know that, Mike? How do you know that? Maybe the main character,
They wanted to
maybe
try
he
it.
cares a lot.
Maybe.
He's heavily invested in that time. I don't know. Do
It doesn't
you?
appear to be.
Boobies. Hot porno sex.
Hot porno sex.
Oh, my God! Whoa! Why are they?
Is Traxx dead?
Nope, I'm fine because I went upstairs.
This is like
You need to show them terrorizing innocent people.
Right.
Yeah.
It definitely. I mean, it doesn't work for a lot of reasons, but it doesn't work specifically because of that.
Yeah,
do these people deserve this? They're just hanging out at a nightclub.
Yeah, we don't know anything about anyone.
You were in a grocery store. Everybody's dead.
Well, some bad people are in there.
What? This is like a live-action McBain movie. The Simpsons, you know. They were in a liquor store.
Yeah, I know.
And then the apartments above exploded.
They killed everybody in the surrounding apartments.
They could only do pyrotechnics on the second
That's
floor.
correct. That's right. He can determine, by the way, who is good or bad, apparently, because he'll just go into anywhere, right?
Just a nightclub. There's people. They just look like they're hanging around, just having a good time.
Right.
Yeah, cleaning up that backline. I mean, city. Cleaning up that city.
Okay.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ!
What the fuck? Yeah, that's the appropriate reaction.
What? Oh!
He did this.
What
Did
the?
Traxx hang all these people? How long did that take him?
Is this now Predator 2?
Yeah.
That's nightmarish.
The Predator's in town?
What the fuck?
Why are they laughing? You get the horrified expression on their faces and then you cut.
Yeah.
They're garbage men.
They're garbage men.
They're scummy. Yeah,
They're garbage
They're literal
men.
garbage people. Yeah.
The building, the people that live above the grocery store, they just exploded. I guess they maybe were criminals. I don't know.
Well, per
now
the
we'll
budget,
never know.
Per the budget, they
Could only like break a couple windows.
Right, right.
Breakaway, but the pyrotechnics were preset.
They were
to
only
shoot
up there.
flames out of the top
Yeah.
of like the backlot set. Oh, I got the flames
That's
coming
right.
out of the store.
He just walks out unscathed from the also unscathed store. As
Yeah.
the people upstairs are dying a slow death.
What's in this?
Chili. Chili con cookie.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna go.
This is your fault. I genuinely want to know, why does this character want to make cookies?
It's goofy. That the
I
tough guy
understand the
wants to make
comedic purpose.
cookies.
What is his character's motivation for it?
What are you talking about?
I
don't understand what you're talking about.
A character? Motivation?
You know what I think of your cookies?
Oh my gosh.
That's what I think of your cookies.
Let's move up and win.
He just farted.
Oh my God!
What?
His own fart blew up the car. His fart blew up the car.
Robert Davi?
Yeah.
What?
After he ate the chili cookie.
Yeah.
Chili con cookie?
Chili con cookie. Is he gonna come back later? Like, he didn't actually die, right?
No,
I
think
He's dead. Yeah.
But he's the villain.
There is clearly a villain problem.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about the
three
Mexicans,
banditos.
The wacky villains that have no connection to the story
Our
until the
mobster
end.
blows himself up with his own fart.
I've never seen it before.
And we're supposed to take it remotely serious.
Never seen it before.
But now, that was by design because Traxx knew that if our Capone clone ate his bean cookie, chili con cookie.
Chili con cookie.
It was a trap, a clever trap.
It was a clever trap.
Set
It was a
Traxx
Traxx trap.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about his friend, his the
Oh yeah, the RoboCop 2
RoboCop 2
mayor.
guy. Yeah,
right.
the RoboCop 2 mayor is in this as his sidekick.
This is his romantic interest.
Sidekick slash
for a brief
romantic.
moment, yeah.
They dance on the
They do.
dance in the sunset.
He does seem
It's very sweet.
kind of disinterested in Priscilla Barnes. Like she's like all over him. I guess they have sex.
You're wrong. I'm hot. You know.
Oh my God.
They just met.
She can't resist him, Jay.
She had no idea what he looked like, Jay, until she walked in. She's pleasantly surprised.
I have to have the names of the power brokers, crime bosses, the big guys.
Oh, the big guys.
Oh, this is so embarrassing.
She's imagine.
The cringe is real.
I kind of see what they're going for.
Yeah, right.
It's like a parody of a cop movie.
Yeah. This right now is a
like
film noir parody.
Yeah.
In this moment.
The mayor woman or whatever she is.
What if we do that thing where they fall in love, but we have no build up? It just immediately happens. Yeah.
She can't resist.
She's really committed. I mean, it's a great performance. It's embarrassing, yes.
That's kind of funny.
But that's...
Oh my God! Someone call the Ghostbusters.
Again, seems completely indifferent.
Right.
He's not like trying to save her at the end. There's nothing.
He's not emotionally invested in her well-being.
Or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to bake cookies.
And somehow he has a palatial estate. Where is his office at? Where is he in the Capitol? She marches in to visit Traxx and his
that's at the
sidekick-
library.
That's at the library.
Yeah,
He was researching like cookie recipes.
That's
wasn't
right.
he?
That's right.
He lives in a filthy tent in the woods.
That's right. He lives in a filthy tent, but then his sidekick is. That's right. He lives.
Of course, he lives in the filthy tent.
Permanently homeless.
Per the script, he lives in a filthy tent.
Yeah.
But then he has his sidekick watching guard over the door of
and
the
his
library.
Sidekick was a former pimp.
Well,
Yes,
he's got
it's
like the
implied.
medallion. That seems
He's
like
doing something.
No, he's doing a cartoon
This is
pimp,
something.
a very embarrassing pimp routine, and then they become buddies.
Yeah.
Somehow, for some reason.
But why?
He doesn't even like his cookies or him,
Yes.
so I don't know.
But why? Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's just there.
Yes. You did the thing, the meme. Yes. Where the yes comes in.
Is that a thing?
I don't know what that means.
It was on. I think you're wearing the same outfit. There's
it's a Rich Evans
There's a
meme.
famous
yours?
meme where
okay.
Rich goes, yes, and then YES in yellow block letters flies out. You did a meme.
No.
But his partner. What is the arc with the partner?
Arc?
Yeah.
Did you say art?
What happens with the partner?
He's the partner.
Oh,
You need a
okay.
partner.
Yeah, he starts out as a pimp, and then he's not
He's
a pimp.
there,
Okay.
and then when they don't need
Nothing
him, he's not there.
The
Yeah,
ending
he's-
of the film.
He is, I guess, an employee or maybe co-owner of the cookie shop
Well,
because
sure, yeah.
they're working
Okay,
together.
Sure, whatever.
He does
Yeah.
get. He
Well,
does
that's
get. He does
what I
get shot.
who gets shot.
And Traxx doesn't really seem to care that much.
And then it's forgotten about.
Send him off to the hospital.
He's losing a lot of blood.
How much?
It looks like a liter.
How do you? What is that? What kind of a question is that to ask?
Traxx gets shot in the back.
Yep.
His partner uses like a Bowie knife and heats it up and removes the bullet, stitches him up.
In a weirdly dramatic moment.
In a weirdly dramatic moment.
Yeah, the music, everything changes.
When the partner gets shot, Traxx shoves him in a police car and says, "Get him out of here," whatever.
Traxx doesn't give
goes on with his
Traxx
life.
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. So,
And that's like conceptually, that's funny.
was it supposed to be a joke?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about how Traxx got shot and how kind
did
of
he?
awkward that
was
is?
such a bizarre scene.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's when he Robert Davi, who I thought was the main villain of the movie until he farts himself to death. And then there's another 30 minutes of movie.
Sure.
But he's in bed with his wife, who has big comical curlers in her hair. And she's giving him a hand job while he's lifting
Doing
dumbbells.
this, and his sheet is going up and down.
You see the sheet going up and down.
Because he needs a little help before coitus.
Yeah. And then unmotivated, there's no scenes before this that set this up. Traxx breaks through the bedroom window on a motorbike.
Comes right through.
I don't know where the motorbike came from.
Don't
I don't know how
worry
he knows
about it.
where Robert Davi lives. He's
He
just
got
there.
the bike up. It's like French doors. It's like a terrace or something.
Over it.
But the whole time, Robert Davi has like a giant comical hard on.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then he goes out into the hallway.
Who's that guy?
Nice bike.
Thanks.
What?
Is it fast?
What is this?
What is this?
You'd like to ride it.
Yeah.
Is he mentally challenged?
Where's he from?
I'd probably let you if there wasn't a train going by.
It's just like falling apart.
Did we see him before at all?
No. What?
Guess I'm still trying to make my old man proud of me.
That's
That's
his
the son.
But he's.
Yeah, we all got to deal with that.
Oh, we getting a touching backstory to Traxx? Oh,
Was there like several scenes with Robert Davi and his family that were just cut out of the movie?
I believe so.
All that happened is if we were supposed to know who these people are.
I think he's supposed to be either mentally challenged or...
That's the joke, Jay.
Is it?
I think so.
Or he lost a bunch of bets, like 500 bets in one day. Because he's like, yeah, he's
I want a backstory on that character.
He's things written all over him.
Right.
He's got his face painted. He's got an arrow through the head.
Yeah.
Like all sorts of crazy
But
shit.
we don't know who he is. He's just like babbling at Traxx. And
Yeah.
then at some point they mention that it's Robert Davi's son,
Yeah.
which makes sense because they're
He
in the
says
house.
it is. Yeah, he's like,
But like, why, who, where?
I bet, here's my thoughts. He runs into his son in the hallway, and his son is a disappointment to his dad. Why? Because he's a goof. Well, how's he a goof? I don't know. He wears a arrow on his head. Oh, wow, wouldn't it be funny if he wore this face? Well, wouldn't it be funny? And then they just started doing this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if we didn't establish that it was his
They
son?
didn't think about it. They just, to them, they knew why it was funny because they were just adding these things to him. But
Yeah.
they didn't think about like the what the audience needed to learn.
I think those scenes were cut out, though.
Oh, okay.
I think they kept leaning on that awful subplot about, Robert Davi, the Capone clone's henchman going to negotiate with these other guys.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
'cause they
about
keep
5
cutting to
scenes
that.
of that.
Yeah.
And I think for some reason they wanted to keep all that in there because they liked all the slapstick bullshit and the popping up and down out of the top of the car. I think there were some other scenes with that son.
There
because
has to be.
I thought it was a Native American mystic
yeah.
medicine.
Yeah.
I really thought like some...
Yeah.
Some mystic, and I would have been excited, and I would have said that makes sense in Traxx.
Is that David Duchovny?
Got anything to declare?
It's like David Duchovny meets Jeffrey Ross.
Yeah.
It does look like Jeffrey Ross.
Yeah.
That was Stephen Wright, and David Duchovny, and Jeffrey Ross. Why would you throw it at that poor woman? She's dead now.
That's funny.
That woman died, Rich.
That's funny. Don't you see the comedy?
I get it.
Just see
She says, "Hey," and then he gets the dynamite and goes, "Oh," and he throws it over
You
there.
see, it's funny because he threw the dynamite
And then she dies.
at the woman, and then she died.
Oh, yeah.
You can't bike on the
Oh,
expressway.
for fuck's sake with this popping up.
Yeah.
This director's obsessed with these people popping up. Why would you do that? Oh my God! I'm just trying to bike with my family.
Is that a baby in the back? Now they're just doing this because they're bad guys.
Oh,
right?
Nice.
Oh.
He evaded it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on, man. This is one of the meanest films I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That is the meanest thing I think. I've seen a lot of shit. You guys have seen some horrible
There's
fucking
nothing
shit.
funny about it.
Nothing funny.
But those three Mexican banditos become our villains at the end.
Yeah, the main villains. They're the lamest characters in the entire film.
Well,
not
and
even
Traxx doesn't even know who they
No.
are. He doesn't know they exist until like 20 minutes before the movie ends.
Right.
2 fingers across the thread. Then when you take your wind up and you come across the top, let it carry you forward like this.
Oh.
Why did he get shot?
He got shot!
Oh.
Oh my God, we got.
Well, what did he?
We got
What
horses.
was the
They're
coach
just,
involved?
they're trying to lure Traxx out so they could kill him.
That's it.
They just seem.
Why are they so?
And the funniest way to do it is to shoot guns at children.
They just seem scuzzy. They don't seem threatening.
They don't seem like dangerous assassins.
Yes.
They should be like dressed in suits with
Yeah.
like sunglasses and silencers and all that.
I don't think they're on horse.
Or you just get the one big guy. You hire Randall Tex Cobb.
Are you saying the movie made a weird choice?
Yes. Yes, I'm saying the movie made a weird choice.
It's alright. Yeah, so it's turned on by Traxx.
By Traxx's manly injury.
Yeah.
Now she's back.
Are they throwing grenades?
Yeah. Oh my God!
Okay, that's good.
With the Little League team strapped around the car. It's like a human shield.
They've redeemed themselves with that shot. Well, Traxx falls through the roof. Now, you thought that Traxx... He's on the rooftop. You thought that Traxx was going to go through the window.
It's framed for that,
Like
which makes it actually work and is funny.
Right.
It subverts your expectations.
It's so like clunky and bizarre.
Yeah.
But then he falls through the roof onto the TV of this elderly couple. And then, but before he continues falling through each floor, he asks the couple...
You baking cookies?
Tuna macaroons.
So apparently it's caught on, or that's in this world, this universe? Is that the universe
It's
they've
showing
created?
he was right all along.
I knew it. People
try
do eat
bizarre
shrimp and
cookies.
cookies.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then after he's finished that brief conversation, somehow the TV knows to give way and continue on through 17 more floors until it lands where the bad guys are.
In the strip club / because that was the same set they used for the strip club. It had
Right.
The tinsel hanging down.
That's right.
The Drunks R Us bar where he has a shootout.
And by the way, the TV has one of the longest plugs in the world.
It's still
because
on.
It's still running.
According to recent studies, most overly aggressive sociopathic males have tiny little wazoos. You pull down the trousers of a killer, and you are going to find nothing but a teeny-weeny, pathetic little penis.
That's kind of funny. They all stopped to listen to this lady. That worked. It's getting better. If the movie was 65 hours long, it might just start
Eventually
to get
it'll get good.
Eventually.
I will say, once you get to the last like 30 minutes, it feels like the tone has been ironed out a little bit, and the silliness kind of works in a way where some of the more Looney Tune stuff earlier didn't.
If the mob guy was still alive and he was the final, and he had Priscilla Barnes, like, even though it's cliche, like, I've got her by gunpoint at the roof.
She has
It's
nothing to do.
Some kind
Well, and their relationship should have happened much earlier because there was a lot more fun that could have been
You could do a
had
joke
there,
where
I
he's
think.
like, I've got someone you care about very much. And then we pan over and he's got the gun and it's like someone we've never met before.
Right. Is he going to catch
This
it?
is like the big showdown, the final showdown in the movie. He didn't even know who these characters were 20 minutes ago. They had no connection to the rest of the story.
Bye-bye.
There wasn't much of a story to begin with.
Well, sure.
Traxx did it.
Oh, that's the end.
Yay! Celebrate Traxx.
Well, he didn't do anything.
Sure he did. What are you
They
talking
accidentally
about?
blew themselves up, but that's the joke. I
Come
guess.
on,
Oh
the
my
people are
God.
celebrating.
Holy Lord.
Jay.
Holy extras. It's a carnival in Rio.
Yeah.
Traxx, help.
Arnold's out there.
Look at this. I love it. Everybody, come on, 36 hours. Let's go. Brown meats, brown cookies. Traxx, come on. There we go.
There he is. There's the chef's hat.
But he never got good.
Of course he did. He didn't.
There's some time that passed.
He never had to get good, Jay. He was already good enough.
He just had to find it within himself.
But whatever. Whatever.
That's the other tagline for Traxx. But whatever.
Rich is always very like bottom. We've run the gamut of everything.
Yeah.
And you were
Befuddled.
Yeah. And it takes a lot. After all the shit we've seen, to be completely befuddled.
Yeah.
But
usually the befuddlement comes from technical incompetence.
Yes.
And this is like, obviously it's Dino De Laurentiis. It's very well produced, but
Yeah.
it's so
That's like the
weird and
contradiction.
unhinged and like nonsensical.
It's an odd mixture of like comedy tone and what is this action? Is this comedy? Is this goofball comedy? Are we playing it straight? Are we playing it goofy?
It's like a perfect train wreck. It's like something you'd show in a film school, like to say like.
Now, how do you think this happens?
Here's
how
how
do you
to not
fix
make.
it?
I don't want to be mean, but here's how to not make your movie.
Well, you're right.
Because there's all these like elements that this sure. You have severe limitations.
Right.
You know, like their sound is terrible and whatever.
Yeah. Well, in Terror Squad 2, that's limitations in terms of budget, which is why so much of it
but
feels
this
like
seems
it's
to have
made the way it
like
is.
it's
You know what, guys? I know Shadoe Stevens.
You know Shadoe Stevens?
Why didn't you mention this when we were watching the Shadoe Stevens film?
I wasn't sure how you guys were going to take the movie, so I
Do you have his phone number? Could we ask him?
I could call him if you'd like.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
I don't know if he'll pick up, but
is that okay? Can we call him?
Who's Mike talking?
He's talking to like thin air.
There's just nobody there.
He's seeing people again. Haven't you noticed that?
It's like when we watch a movie and he sees puppets in it. Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yes, Commissioner.
Is this Traxx?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Oh my God!
My God,
guys, it's Shadoe Stevens, Traxx himself,
Hello.
on the phone. I wasn't
Your
lying.
general direction.
Oh,
this is a first for Best of the Worst.
Okay, so Shadoe, thank you so much for doing this. I first of all, we've just watched the film Traxx, and everyone loved it, right, guys?
We all thought it was a film,
right, guys?
Yeah.
You thought it was a film.
It was something special, all right.
So
It's different.
That's
That's what my dad always used to say. Whenever he felt really like couldn't really commit, he'd come to see my house, down on the sand, and it was kind of claustrophobic, and he just walked around saying enthusiastically, "Really different."
Yes.
Boy, it is that.
We had a similar reaction to the Traxx.
We came up with two new taglines. One of them was Traxx, it's everything and nothing. And
Rich.
And Rich is the best. Rich, what was your tagline?
If you want to stop crime, you gotta break a few eggs.
Nice.
Why didn't they use that? Was that ever used? That tagline? That's so good.
That's a good tagline.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost up there with garbage you dump, trash you kill.
Yes! All right, so Shadoe, we had one burning question. I think about the character himself. Did you? What was it?
The motivation.
The motivation for Traxx.
Traxx seems very indifferent to everything in his world. What is his motivation, other than money?
Well, he keeps it all in. He's got dreams. And his dreams cannot hold him back. I mean, after all, he went through all of his savings in that little cabin out in the middle of West Texas, God knows where.
Right.
And what's a guy going to do? Go into town overrun by the mafia?
Well, yeah. I mean, he
Capone
does.
clone, yeah.
The Capone clone himself.
Yes.
Now, when you got this film, this was a huge deal for you. I mean, this was Dino De Laurentiis. This was, supposed to come out in theaters. This was a huge thing for you, man.
Dino, I had a 3-picture deal with Dino De Laurentiis. He thought that this, and I'll tell you, the first script was really funny. And he thought it was going to be the next Crocodile Dundee. And he couldn't have been more enthusiastic. He put a lot of, money behind it. I think at the time it was about $15 million or something.
Oh my God.
And when we flew there, and I got all ready, I'd been training for weeks or months and got down there, and I walked out there on the set the first day, and it was largely an Italian crew. They were quite talented. And I walked out into the town square, and the first thing I saw, literally the first thing I saw, was an amazing looking town square. And in the center of it were 3 electric chairs, one red, one white, and one blue. Mm-hmm. And the villains were in like 3, what do they call those, like trundle bundle things that babies wear, that they have little footsies and things.
A onesie? A baby Bjorn?
Sure, a baby Bjorn.
I don't know what it was, but it was red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was horrifying. And I went to Gary and said, I got a really good sense of humor. Why is this funny? And he goes, oh no, man, trust me. People are going to love this. People are going to love this. And I literally wrote in my journal that night, "We are fucked."
There it is.
That's it.
Shut up.
At the time, I had my production company. I had a whole studio with guys working for me. And I watched the first cut of the film when we got back. And I knew that there were great moments. There were really moments that if it had the right rhythm, if it had to put it together right, if we had the right music, it could really be fun. So I watch it, and I am in agony. It's like, oh my God, they just made it so stupid. And I went to De Laurentiis and I said, listen, just give me footage. We'll cut it together for free. Let me just try. And he goes, no, we can't do that. Then it went through 3 edits with 3 different people. And then the company went bankrupt.
Oh.
And they sent it off. They sold it off to HBO, who slapped a $1,500 music track on it. Probably the worst music in the history of film. And I just hated it so much. The writer-producer, one of the things that he wanted so much control that he hired a director who'd never done a film before. The only directing he'd ever, and he's a very bright guy, but he'd only done a documentary. And the documentary had done pretty well. It was about strippers or something. But Gary thought that he could control him, I think, or make sure that he got what he wanted. And then they would drink together and rewrite and make it dumber, kookier, stupider.
Yeah.
So basically the original script was like entirely different then.
But it wasn't entirely different. I mean, there were things in it from the beginning. Garbage you dump, trash you kill, and come back again, I'll kill you.
It's a great line.
Come back again, and you're dead. Good night. Good night. Come back again, and I'll kill you.
Probably the stuff we like.
Yeah. Then those insane things like, and it was like the villains weren't stupid, kooky, cartoony.
That's what I was curious about, if they added more of the Looney Tunes stuff.
That's the worst part of the movie, really.
It's the worst part of the movie, yeah. It's almost unwatchable.
Well,
and it's like, it was devastating for me to watch because I really worked hard.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And it shows, though, you're so fantastic in it, as is Priscilla Barnes, who really commits to the comedy of the film.
Mayors can't fornicate with the voters. I haven't been laid since I was elected.
And the two of you are doing some really lovely kind of film noir parody business in there, which we thought was fabulous. That was some of the best stuff in the movie. You guys have any more questions for the great Shadoe Stevens? He's very busy. He's a busy Hollywood actor.
Very, very busy guy.
I just had one burning question throughout the whole movie, which is why did he want to bake cookies? What was the motivation for that?
He wanted to get out of the killing game, if I can be honest.
Well, sure, but why cookies? What did he have, like, a connection to cookies?
Amos. Well, it was Famous Amos. You know, if Famous Amos can do it, you know, he could do it.
Something different, Jay.
I mean, it is something different.
You saw the cameo of Famous Amos.
Yeah, the big payoff when Famous Amos finally has some of Traxx cookies and then promptly throws up off screen.
Excuse me a second, though.
There's a lot of good bits in there that I think handled by a different director would have paid off, especially visually, much better. But I think you're great in it, and it was a delight talking to you. Thank you for doing this, my friend. Shadoe Stevens, everybody. Traxx.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It's great talking to you. Thank you.
All right.
Good luck with everything.
Take care, buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye. Traxx!
I'm out of here, pal. Taxi!
Well, those were our films. It was a very interesting night. What's the best of the worst, Mike?
Oh, my heart says Terror Squad. My brain says Traxx because I'm fascinated with a train wreck.
It's ironic that it's called Traxx.
Yeah, it makes you want to start using heroin.
Off the tracks. You'll do heroin.
I'm gonna go with Traxx.
Wow. Wow.
Because, wow, something else.
Excuse me a second, though.
This is funny. This is a great B movie. It has lots of stunts and cars and smashing, and it wasn't hilarious. It was really entertaining. But Traxx, I can honestly say I've never seen anything quite so misguided or disastrous.
Josh?
I'm very surprised by that, and
it's not just because we talked to the great Shadoe Stevens.
Well, I am friends with Shadoe Stevens, and I've known him for many years. I do think the film is fascinating. It takes a lot of big swings. I don't know that they're all purposeful. I think there are a lot of mistakes in this film. Shadoe Stevens and Priscilla Barnes, I think, are fantastic, or they're committed to this movie. They did with this what they could.
Yeah.
But I just found, what is this movie called?
You don't know the title of your pick for Best of the Worst?
Back to Hell?
That's a rule. That's a rule on Best of the Worst. If you don't know the title of the film, you can't pick it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The middle one.
Okay.
The middle one.
This is not going how I thought, but go ahead.
I completely agree that it is piss poorly produced. The music is repetitive and annoying. I happen to kind of be okay with that. But it is made by younger people. No, they were not the same age that we were when we made our first films, but I still feel like the spirit is there. It is a deeply flawed, imperfect film, but there's something that really warms my heart about it.
Jay?
For safe B-movie entertainment, it's Terror Squad, but I think I also have to give it to Traxx.
Wow.
When the comedy actually works, it is genuinely funny in parts. And then when it doesn't work, you're just like, I think you looked like just so baffled in a way where you were like stunned. Stunned like looking at Medusa, where like you turned to stone watching Traxx.
You'll turn to stone.
That's on the box.
I guess it doesn't really matter what I pick, because I'm definitely not going to pick Back from Hell no matter what.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I feel really
But
bad
that doesn't
now.
matter. You pick what's in your heart.
Sure.
I'm going to pick what's in my heart.
What did you have the most fun? Well,
Here's the thing. I'll get into it. I'm happy to get into it. What I had the most fun watching was Terror Squad. Easily, I had the most fun watching. Now, why do you watch this show? Are you looking for your own entertaining movies that you can watch and have fun watching? It's probably Terror Squad. If you're a more academically minded fellow and you want to like dissect the weird choices that filmmakers make, it's Traxx. I'm gonna give it a split vote.
Okay.
Traxx is the thinking man's piece of shit.
Traxx is the thinking man's piece of
That's
shit.
the tagline.
It's got so many taglines.
The thinking man's piece of shit.
Oh man, I'm so sorry, Shadoe. I
mean,
love you, buddy, but you know,
It won
I
Best
had
of
my
the Worst.
reasons.
It won Best of the Worst.
It won.
He has a sense of humor about it. It was
Yeah.
very nice of him to talk to us.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, that was great.
I hope after today's episode, everyone goes out and watches Traxx. And
There's
if
not even a DVD.
Then I hope fucking
Someone
Vinegar
put it
Syndrome
out.
or whoever picks it up
Yeah,
and
get on
puts
it.
it out on Blu-ray because
Yeah.
it's a fun, interesting movie.
Maybe there's a director's cut somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to see it without the awkward pan and scan.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want a
yeah.
commentary. I want a little documentary.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Shadow on there. I'll do the commentary as Traxx. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be
I'm
awesome.
back.
Yeah. I'm back.
Now, the
Traxx
reason I
2.
shot that person was because I didn't like the way he was looking
Yeah,
at me.
explain everything.
Yeah, explain everything.
So do the commentary as if it's a documentary.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that town still looks great to this day. Cookie shop, though, closed 5 years ago. Went under.
COVID.
I got interested in boxing. And
Yeah. He knows about everyone.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Traxx.
And
And that's it. That's ready.